The park I chose to do my outdoor recreation resource management plan on was Bass Lake Provincial Park in Orillia, Ontario. Bass Lake Provincial Park is a local park that I grew up spending my summers at. It has much to offer in a recreational sense to both resident and non-resident visitors. To begin, here's a map of where Bass Lake Provincial Park is located, as you can see by the red dot just south of Orillia. To offer a slight history behind Bass Lake Provincial Park, the province of Ontario purchased the land in 1956 from the Simcoe County Federation of Agriculture. The property is located on the southeast shore of Bass Lake, where the east half of the park has been used for recreational purposes since 1947. Bass Lake Provincial Park is classified as a recreational park, as it is placed in an area with a great full of cottaging activity. The park boasts many geological and wildlife characteristics, making it a very unique setting. Geologically, the park offers natural, environment, and development zones. Of the differing zones, the natural environment consists of two separate areas. Zone NE1 contains a maple and beech forest community, and the other, Zone NE2, contains a cedar wetland. Conversely, the 48-hectare development zone presently contains massed park recreation, administration, and maintenance facilities. Accordingly, the park offers many wildlife characteristics that add to park experience. The park offers many outdoor recreational opportunities that allow for visitors to fully experience the great outdoors. First, the goal of the park is to provide a wide variety of high-quality outdoor recreational opportunities for a large number of people in a pleasant surrounding. The emphasis within the park is on self-use facilities and programs. However, Bass Lake provides guidance and assistance concerning visitor services. More so, visitor services consist of three important components: information, recreation, and interpretation. Information concerning the park, surrounding areas, policies, and programs must be delivered to park users. Recreation will be encouraged through self-use. However, the park offers some staff-led programs that focus on recreational skills like fishing. Finally, the way the park is interpreted is important to the staff at Bass Lake. Delivery of interpretive messages will focus on themes like earth science, past agricultural activities, and water recreation. Many activities within Bass Lake include swimming, picnicking, fishing, and boating. Though the park places much emphasis on recreational opportunities, these opportunities also pose recreational conflicts in both a social and ecological sense. These major impacts can include carrying capacity, expansion, and funding. Current limited carrying capacity has caused a social impact on the site, where campsites have been forced to close due to soil erosion and site contamination. Until 1971, 154 campsites were developed and operated. However, because of soil erosion, compaction, and safety problems within the maple and beech woodlot, 62 sites were forced to close. Accordingly, expansion causes a recreational conflict, as plans have been shown to expand into unregulated lands. Finally, funding poses a recreational conflict to Bass Lake, as many new initiatives have been presented, however lack the funding and deems the plans as impractical. As Pigram and Jenkins explain, the primary concern of recreation resource managers is monitoring the impact and change that humans have on land and differing environmental conditions, while observing how those impacts are managed. Through management objectives, the staff at Bass Lake Provincial Park do their best to control any recreational impact conflict that presents itself, while promoting safe and fun outdoor recreation. The management objectives include providing visitors to the park with opportunities to participate in a wide variety of recreational activities, ranging from summer season's day use and camping to winter season's day use. Promotes public safety for outdoor recreation, to provide opportunities for exploration, interpretation, and appreciation of the park's natural and cultural features, and to protect significant natural resources of the park. Many of these objectives were formed to lessen the impact of visitor use, as they emphasize resource capabilities. As Plummer states, carrying capacity is the protection of the resource base from overuse, with simultaneously the assurance of enjoyment and satisfaction for participants. Through the research I conducted and the Bass Lake Provincial Park Management Plan, I came to better understand the carrying capacity of the park. Bass Lake Provincial Park can handle up to 700 people a day, based on parking for 200 cars and a parking size of 3.5 per car. An example from 1983 is shown in the slide to better understand the park's capacity. Accordingly, The carrying capacity of the park also raises both social and ecological concerns. First, the user impact is a concern to park staff, as what the visitor does during their time spent at the park directly affects the site. Park staff like to know visitor motives, behavior, and party size when considering carrying capacity in order that they can better prepare. Finally, frequency of use was deemed as a concern for park staff. How frequent the party visits a site will determine how much use a specific site will endure over a season, in turn impacting carrying capacity. Carrying capacity offers direct, indirect, and synergistic impacts that add to the originality and/or altercation of the site. First, direct impacts can include party size and frequency of use. These impacts are direct as the visitor and their use influence them. Accordingly, indirect impacts can include behavior and encounter. These impacts are indirect pertaining to the visitor because behavior is more influenced by the situation someone finds him or herself in. More so, if someone is unhappy about their current situation, their behavior will be negatively affected. Likewise, encounters offer an indirect impact, as they are often unplanned and surprising. These encounters can be with wildlife or just another visiting party. Finally, synergistic impacts include activities and ecological integrity. Each opposing party can have rather a positive or a negative impact when choosing outdoor activities, where one's ecological integrity will often guide that decision. My management procedure for Bass Lake Provincial Park is a combination of Plummer's recreational opportunity spectrum along with the visitor experience and resource section. Management will be broken into a series of geographical zones. These zones are put in place in an effort to reduce management stress. By focusing on a few different zones that are monitored by assistant managers and/or park rangers, a single manager will not be overwhelmed with a large area. This strategy stems from the visitor experience and resource protection model. Accordingly, management will handle conflict through a four-step process with ideas from the recreational opportunity spectrum. First, the problem must be identified within a specific zone. Once the zone and problem are known, potential causes must be determined. Next, management must specify recreational goals and policies, and communicate to the public potential problems and future solutions. Finally, working alongside the public, a management strategy must be selected. It is important to provide the community in the decision-making within parks, as it is everybody's land to enjoy. This complete procedure will enhance the ability of managers to balance management efforts evenly within the park through zoning, while integrating resource planning with the public to provide a diverse opportunity. Though the presented management procedures seem beneficial to Bass Lake Provincial Park, it can also lead to implications, including public involvement, less direct management, and the need to hire more assistant managers. Public involvement is an important thought when working with public lands. It is important that the public have input regarding decisions being made and actions being implemented on land that belongs to everybody. However, this can cause a problem when trying to understand and apply comments and suggestions from an overwhelming number of people. This can lead to public conflict and unhappy park users. Accordingly, the procedures also imply less direct management. With zones being monitored, it allows time for managers to focus on other important aspects of the park. However, less direct management by less educated or experienced assistant managers may also cause areas of the park to become fragile as less attention is given. Finally, the need to hire more assistant managers also poses cost implications. The tight budget many parks are already on leaves little room to hire new employees. Once management procedures are in place, it is important to set strategies that will keep them in place. Management will be enforced through monitoring, imposing restrictions, vegetation management, and through expansion. Monitoring of the camp through managers and their assigned zones will allow for direct contact with visitors to ensure safety and proper treatment of wilderness. More so, imposing restrictions, educating the public on why the restrictions are put in place, and enforcing the restrictions will lessen the direct impact for visitors. Accordingly, vegetation management will promote forest regeneration, wildlife habitat, and public safety, while not permitting commercial forest operation. Finally, expansion will assist in management procedures, as development will be designed to limit environmental impacts on land and water, while offering more activities for visitors. Monitoring management is important to ensure that the park is functioning efficiently while ensuring visitors are having a fun and inviting experience. Monitoring management is done through access and entrance control, educating staff visitors, and visitor feedback. Controlling access and entrance admission will allow for park managers to monitor and regulate how many guests are in the park at any given time. Alike, educating staff and visitors on the importance of outdoor education will lessen any direct impacts as guests have more insight regarding our natural resources. Finally, the visitor feedback is important to monitoring management. The feedback given to the park will allow for areas of improvement. The most significant aspect of the management plan for Bass Lake Provincial Park is the education of visitors. It is only through learning and uncovering nature that one can fully understand its importance. Whether it's camping, hiking, biking, or canoeing, nature is always surrounding us, and it is up to our educated and insightful minds to help keep its beauty. Finally, here are my references. Thank you everyone for listening. Hope you enjoyed.